What's going on, everybody? Football is back, and I am back with another Prizepicks NFL player props video. This one going to be breaking it down, giving you guys two picks to win some money over here on Prizepicks for this Thursday night football opener game between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Excited to get into it. We got the Dak Prescott free square up for week one. If you have not signed up for Prizepicks, you can sign up and use the promo code KJK DFS to receive an instant match on your first deposit up to $100. And go ahead and lock in this free square. Gonna have two for you tonight. We'll go ahead and address the elephant in the room right away in this video. Big news. Travis Kelce currently is listed as questionable in this one. And I just want to go ahead and get out of the way right now that I'm approaching this slate tonight as if Travis Kelce is either going to be out or as if Travis Kelce is going to be extremely limited. I don't think the Chiefs are going to go ahead and injure him or risk injuring him week one. They just came off a Super Bowl win. Obviously, they have much larger aspirations than just beating the Detroit Lions in week one. So that is a big piece of news. The latest is that his outlook isn't great, but he's going to try to push to play. For me, even if he ends up playing, I think he's going to be extremely limited. I think it's dicey to even try to guess what they're going to do with him. But regardless, just want to get that out of the way. I'm approaching this slate tonight as if he's out, or if he does play, he's extremely limited. And I got two picks for you that I think regardless are going to be in play. As a matter of fact, if he's out or limited, I think that makes these plays even better. So let's talk about it. If you enjoy the content, it would be greatly appreciated if you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. And I do just want to announce that all my premium content packages are now live. We got the NFL packages up and going. We got Prizepicks NFL, Underdog NFL. We got college football going as well. Prizepicks college football, Underdog college football. I will be covering that on the channel before you know it. And you can get access to all of my picks, all of my tickets as soon as I place them by joining the VIP member package. That's going to include all sports that I cover, all apps, Prizepicks, Underdog, Sleeper, Parlay Play, etc. By clicking the link down below in the description, visiting patreon.com/KJK_DFS. I'll also be pinning that as a top comment to help you find it. But anyways, let's talk about it. We have a one-game slate. Once again, it is the Detroit Lions taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. This game comes in with a 52.5 over-under. It is a 4.5 point spread in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs as of now. I think with that Travis Kelce news, we could see these lines change even more. But regardless, that's what we're looking at right now. And first pick I want to talk about is going to be on the Detroit Lions side. So the Detroit Lions, I think the game script in this one's pretty simple. If they want to win this game, they need to keep the ball in their hands as much as possible and keep it out of Patrick Mahomes' hands. And the biggest advantage that the Detroit Lions have in this one is the offensive line. They have a massive run block advantage taking on this Kansas City front. We're looking at a 30% run block advantage for the Detroit Lions, and we're looking at their backfield. They now have a two-back tandem of David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs expected to be the pass-catching back, mostly in the pass-catching downs. David Montgomery going to be more of the all-purpose ground and attack kind of guy. And like I said, with this being a game where it's a 4.5 point spread, possibly Travis Kelce being out, Detroit trying to squeak out a win in week one, I think the game plan's pretty simple. I think they're going to be pounding it on the ground a lot. If you look at their pass-to-run ratio last year, we're looking at a 56.1% pass-to-run ratio. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the Detroit Lions are playing behind in a lot of games. Like I said, this game, I'm expecting that game script to be a little bit different. And I do have a player prop with some pretty good value over on Prizepicks. All of these things being said, it's going to involve Mr. David Montgomery. And it's going to involve just the game script overall of wanting to pound the ball on the ground. And the latest reports with Jahmyr Gibbs, also something I want to note here. He's expected to be somewhat limited. They want to play it smart with him and his usage in his NFL debut, trying to keep him healthy for a full 17-game season. I don't think that's going to affect him as much in the pass-catching game, but I do think it's going to affect him as far as the ground game is concerned. And I think we can take advantage of the David Montgomery rushing attempts prop. So I just talked about it. I expect David Montgomery to be the ground back here in Detroit. Expect Gibbs to be the guy that's more so involved in the passing game. And when we're looking at the Prizepicks board as far as the player props available, we do have a rush attempts prop available here for David Montgomery at 12.5, and I do like this a lot. Like I said, new team, expected to have that run, ground and pound role. Jahmyr Gibbs is going to be more involved in the passing game. And David Montgomery, as far as the latest odds over here, on DraftKings Sportsbook for this prop, we're looking at some pretty great juice on the over here. Rush attempts, -130 on the over, 12.5 rushing attempts here for David Montgomery. So kind of talked about what I expect the game script to be here. Travis Kelce possibly being out could keep this game even closer. is the thought as well, or limited. He's the #1 pass catching option. I think that's going to be able to help the Detroit Lions keep this game close, maybe not quite get blown out like they would if Kelce was fully healthy. And yeah, so I expect the Lions to pound the ball on the ground, try to keep it out of Patrick Mahomes' hands, try to eat some clock, get some points, and then obviously end up on top at the end of the game, keeping the ball out of Mr. Mahomes' hands. So pick #1, we are going with the over 12.5 rush attempts here for David Montgomery. I think I explained it pretty clearly. Jahmyr Gibbs expected to be somewhat limited. I'm not too concerned about that. I think it just helps strictly the attempts, the volume for David Montgomery on the ground in week 1, which is exactly the prop we're targeting here. He doesn't even have to have effective runs. He literally just has to run the ball 13 times and we cash this prop. So like this for pick #1, going with the over 12.5 rush attempts here for David Montgomery. And then pick #2, going to run it back on the other side. Talked about the Travis Kelce injury. Talked about maybe this game possibly staying a bit closer. And I think that Patrick Mahomes might have to go a little bit hero mode here in this one. It's for that reason. I want to talk about his legs a little bit in this one. So 28.5 implied team total for the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think that a big thing that the people do not take into account when it comes to Mahomes, obviously he's a great passer, can sling it down the field. But this guy can really be a threat on the ground. We're looking at an 84.7 rush grade last year in 2022. That's going to rank him as a top 5 rushing QB in the entire league. I'm not sure that people are quite aware of the rushing ability that Patrick Mahomes has with that 84.7 rushing attempts. That puts him in the top 5, only trailing Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Jacoby Brissett last year in rushing as far as the PFF rushing grade. That puts him ahead of guys like Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, and Daniel Jones. So a guy's a legitimate threat on the ground, and we're looking at some pretty good value on his rushing prop on Prizepicks here tonight in this slate. Favored to go over on Pinnacle as far as the latest odds. We're looking at -128 juice on the over 18.5 rushing yards, and we're getting a 1-yard discount over here on Prizepicks. I do think we could take advantage of. Talked about the Kelce injury. I think that Mahomes might have to be able to create on the ground a little bit more than if Kelce were to be healthy. Obviously, especially if they're down in the shotgun, if there's a broken play, all it's going to take is Mahomes scrambling out for that one big rush to the sideline, getting out of bounds to run the clock, not to mention, end of second half kind of things. I think there's just plenty of opportunities for broken plays, and especially if for some reason the Chiefs end up playing from behind. Regardless, 18.5 -128 juice on the under on Pinnacle, getting a 1-yard discount here on Prizepicks. And like I said, I think people severely underestimate Patrick Mahomes' ability to create on the ground. I will take this 1-yard discount and go with it. A lot of question marks to be had as far as the Kelce injury news. Like I said, maybe we see some more passing opportunities as far as to the receivers, but that's a little bit of a guessing game. One thing we know for sure is Patrick Mahomes is going to be out there on the field trying to create plays for this Kansas City Chiefs squad tonight. And I love the fact that we're getting this 1-yard discount over here on Prizepicks. So talked about it, great rushing ability. I think a lot of people kind of underestimate it. And once again, -128 favor on the 18.5 on Pinnacle here tonight. Love the fact that we're getting that 1-yard discount. For those of you that play Prizepicks enough, that 1 yard can make an awfully big difference. 1 point, 1 yard, whatever sport you're playing, basketball, etc. on the app. Can make all the difference in the world. So that will be my second pick, going with the over 17.5 rushing yards for this opening night Thursday football game between the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. I think I broke it down pretty clearly as far as the game ship's concerned. I expect the Lions to try to do some ground and pound and keep the ball out of Mahomes' hands. Mahomes to have to play some hero ball here tonight, possibly with Travis Kelce being injured. Love these two props. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any future content that I upload. Once again, the premium content packages are live. So if you want access to all my picks, all sports, all apps that I cover, we got the big week 1 coming up. I'll be releasing videos for that. College football, once again, is up and going as well. So I'll have that going. We got week 1 under our belt as far as that's concerned. So I'll be breaking down week 2 for you guys. Wishing you all the best of luck on your Prizepicks NFL player props tonight. And we will see you in the next one.